Hey folks, thanks for watching this video. Today I'm going to show you how to install WordPress on your domain so your domain actually becomes a legitimate WordPress website that is navigable by users and is indexed by Google. So let's go ahead and get started. All you need to get started with this process is a domain that is bought and registered with the domain registrar. HostGator, GoDaddy, doesn't matter. Log into that domain registrar and manage your DNS settings for that. You just need to make sure that the name servers are actually pointed toward the server which is hosting this website. After your domain has been pointed towards the correct server, you are going to navigate to WHM, and this is where we're going to spend a good chunk of our time now is between WHM and cpanel. Now that our domain is pointing towards the right servers, this is when we're going to create an account that is reflective of that domain. So we'll create the account here. The domain is SEMdeck.com. So once you've entered all of this information and you've chosen your package set as default, go into settings, make sure that you have Jupyter selected. It defaults to Paper Lantern for some reason, don't know why. Very odd because Jupyter is the current version that cpanel and WHM are using. Everything in here should be fine. You don't want to be a reseller. Your DNS settings are configured fine the way that they are, and you can see that the account's been created. It's great. It's really that easy. So go back to your main page here, and then go to List Accounts, where you can navigate to the account that you just created, which is right here. You can see SEMdeck.com. You can also get to cpanel this way, which is perfect because this is exactly where we need to be. Let's head into File Manager because now that we're in cpanel, there's two things we need to do. We need to, one, upload WordPress to File Manager. Two, we need to create a database. So let's upload WordPress first. Let's get into File Manager here. Head into the public HTML section. Click Upload. You can go to WordPress's website and you can actually download WordPress. Just Google download WordPress and you will find this, I'm sure. Keep it as a zipped file. Drag and drop. It's going to get to uploading. You can also use an FTP client for this step. If you're familiar with FileZilla, that works. I know when I was just starting out, I was very intimidated by FTP clients. They kind of gave me the willies. So you don't need to do it. You can do it this way. This works. And if you're comfortable with an FTP client, go right ahead. Okay, now that WordPress has been installed, we are going to go back into File Manager here. You will see the zip file. We're going to extract that. And into public HTML is fine. So you'll see we have this WordPress file in our public HTML, or this WordPress folder rather. So we need to go into that because it's currently in the wrong location. We need all of these files to not be in that WordPress folder, but rather all of them to just be in the public HTML. So now at this point we have a zip file that doesn't really mean much and a WordPress folder that is completely empty, so we can get rid of those two things. And this is perfect. This is exactly what we need. We'll keep this window open because we're going to come right back here. Let's head back into cpanel and go to MySQL databases, and this is where we're going to create our database. So let's create the database of whatever you want to call it, really. Doesn't really matter. So we've created the database, which is perfect. Now we need to add a user to it. We'll create the user. Successfully created. Wonderful. Make sure to come down to this section. You have to add the user that you just created to the database that you just created. So we just created this user, my name _SEMdeck, and the database of SEMdeck _web database. So we'll add that, and we'll give myself all permissions, and then we're good to go. We're going to head back into File Manager. We are going to tweak the WP config file right here. So we're going to edit this. And we are going to change this information in these little columns right here. We are going to make those reflective of the information that we just created that database with. So once we have this information in here, we are good to go and save our changes. So we will save those. At this point, we will navigate over to SEMdeck SEMdeck.com. Okay, so we can see not secure. If you have auto SSL set up, sometimes you'll be good to go right now, but sometimes if you have filmed this video more than once, like I have, and you have created and deleted this account before, perhaps auto SSL isn't working the way you would anticipate. Come into Manage Auto SSL, go to Manage Users, type in your user, and there you go. There's a problem. You can see that I do not have auto SSL enabled. So we'll make that change and wait a little bit and make sure that that website gets secure. Well, just as I thought, I turned auto SSL on, waited a little bit, refreshed my browser, and now you can see that I have a secure connection. That was all it took. Just make sure you have auto SSL turned on. So now once you are at this page, click continue in whatever language you're doing this in. Let's go. Enter all this information, which hopefully you will recall from when you actually created it. And once you get to this table prefix section, you should change that. Anytime you can get rid of WP on the back end of your website, the more secure and just the better of a safety measure it is to prevent against anyone discovering that your site is a WordPress site. Just an extra safeguard. So submit that. And all right, Sparky, I love that. You've made it through this part of the installation. WordPress can now communicate with your database. So this is the fun part where you actually get to create your website's name and all that stuff. Save this password. You're going to need it in like 2 seconds. Enter your email. I don't want this site to be indexed because I'm not going to put anything on it, and I'll probably take it right back down. But you probably want yours to be indexed. So don't check that, but I'm going to check it. And then install WordPress. You can log in from here. So my username was my name, and I will paste the password that it just assigned me. And look at that. We're in the back end of the website. And look at that. This is a website that you can actually get to, that you can publish things on, that you can get to blogging. And all you needed was a domain. Just needed to buy a domain, and we got this set up. So I hope this was helpful to you. I hope you were able to get WordPress installed on your site. I hope it wasn't too complicated. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. But don't forget to subscribe if you were helped by this video. It helps me create more content like this for you. So thank you guys. See you in the next video.